But first, let me mention that what I really want to speak about is we pay taxes, which you already said. We have Congress, and they make decisions, and you have the Supreme Court, okay? And you have the territories, you have the states, the Congress, and the Supreme Court. So when you're looking at a situation like I found, which is the GAO of 2004, that was written to, the GAO is the General Information Accountability Office, and they made a special report on the cost of Puerto Rico to become a state. And that cost said that in about 130 programs of welfare, that most of them were, well, to give you an example, Social Security income here in Puerto Rico, we get $73 to $80, and in the States, they get $773 and up to $1,300 or whatever the last situation is. And I looked at this and I started seeing over 100 programs that we were being discriminated against, and that they had been, I want to say selectively, or in order, that's not the right word, but what I mean to say is that they have been cutting our benefits since 1972. And in 1917, we have to bring the fact that we are citizens of the United States, protected by the Constitution of the United States. And instead of using the situation of analyzing the programs from here, I look at the programs as to what the US Supreme Court would do if I find all of this situation. So again, 1972, we became US citizens. In 1952, we became the Commonwealth. And in 1972, the SSI came through and we were excluded. But I want to make the decision of excluded this way because I have a copy of what happened in Congress. The head of the Senate presented the bill, and it excluded Puerto Rico. A senator from South Dakota, I imagine, came in and said, "Hey, Mr. Chairman, I have to tell you that you have forgotten about Puerto Rico and everything. And here is an amendment to present." And after an argument of 5 or 6 minutes, the chairman of the head of the Senate said, "Hey, let's leave it for next year." And from next year, we're still waiting. Okay. And then when I went through all the other cases, I saw similar and changes. The story was not that we did not have the full program. It was become they changed us and took us out of the plan or the TALF or whatever. And by taking us out, then they give us a grant. And then the grant was substantially lower. And for example, we have in Medicaid, I mean, a cap. We have caps in many things, which have not even been brought up to inflation. Okay, so the whole situation was that then I went and did a lot of research with lawyers in New York in 1914, when this came out, 2014, I mean. And we sat down and said, where is the hole? Why are they not giving this up us? And we all determined that it was a violation of human rights. I can't give you all the names, okay, but it was so noticeable and it was so horrendous that I decided to sue the federal government in 2018. And like Kenneth said, we have won every single battle. And every single battle, the Justice Department continuously has to defend themselves. They are now the play. We win, they come back. We win, they come back. We win, they come back. And now they have asked for 2 delays, okay, because they don't have the money to pay the 9 people. That's the answer. 9 people will only get the benefits. This is not a 1,800,000 people that are going to get it, but it would be a standard from which everything would be put on afterwards. By the way, in case you don't believe the taxes, this is the page from the U.S. Treasury, which says that we pay the $3,500,000. You know why I did this? Because every time I went to Congress to talk, they said, Mr. Fernández, you don't pay taxes. So I became furious, to be honest with you, furious. So the first thing I did to look at was to see this. And this pushed me to do what I did, okay? And the others, I went on the side there. I have 4 slides, because I think that's enough. I can give you the whole details on all of the situations, but we seek equal benefits for all Puerto Rican U.S. citizens. Puerto Rico receives $3.5 billion less in health fund. We seek benefits for all Puerto Ricans, U.S. citizens. Approximately 53% of Puerto Ricans live below the poverty line. Is it fair this is in Spanish, unfortunately. Is it fair that our people not receive the same as the ones of the United States citizens? The Puerto Ricans received benefit of the SSI, approximately 100,000 people. If we get the Fed, we go to 355,000. The number of people that are not adding anything, they cannot even have anything but a hut. You go to this country and we see our huts. And what we believe in is that Puerto Rico deserves equal benefits based on the law and the Constitution. And I have a lot of other things to say, but I think that's enough. No, wait, one more thing. Give me this. Don't say it. Okay, now this is the first one on top is poverty in Mississippi, because we all Puerto Ricans have always been in contact. ¿Cómo es que se llama? Thought of was a comparison. So look at what happened with poverty in 2000. It went from 18% to 24% to 19.6%. And now, what happens with poverty in Puerto Rico? ¿Vale?
Voy, que no puedo hacer las 2 cosas.
Sorry, I have my assistant here with 4 hands, and she's not been able to use the 4.
Voy. Ahí está.
Okay, and here is, by the way, I would like to say that the 3 things signaled in there will be our next suit to the federal government within the next 2 or 3 weeks. We will file for child ITC. We will file for EITC and for the differences in terms. But we're children in Puerto Rico. 58% live in poverty. In Mississippi, 31. It was a reverse many years ago. United States, what is this? Mississippi, United States is 15 to 21.
Okay. Yeah.
Now, poverty rate in Puerto Rico, 56% to 56%, from 12 to 16. Poverty rate in the United States is down to 29%. This is, eso está mal. it's 15 to 21%.
Okay.
So what are we? Huh? Don't we deserve better? Don't we deserve it as full citizens of the United States? That's it.
Yeah.